And now it's time for The Truth About Embryonic and Adult Stem Cell Research, What the Media's Not Telling You, the series where we explode myths perpetuated by politicians and the media.
We've talked about different types of stem cells, adult, embryonic, and iPS. So why does the media just talk about quote-unquote stem cell research as if it's all one topic, without distinguishing between adult and embryonic stem cells? Especially when reporting on a success story in which people were successfully treated with adult stem cells, suddenly the word adult has fallen off the planet, and it becomes another cure using stem cells. And sometimes the media just plain gets it wrong. For example, here's an article from an obscure local newspaper called The Washington Post. The article reports a success story in which scientists retrieved stem cells from the testes of male mice. These adult stem cells were obtained from adult mice, and scientists successfully turned them into liver, muscle, nerve, and heart cells. Clearly, this is an example of an adult stem cell success. But the title of the article?
Embryonic Stem Cell Success.
When the Washington Post stops fact-checking, you know you need to look for another source of information. Woodward and Bernstein, where have you gone?
It doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that stem cells obtained after birth are called adult stem cells, not embryonic.
Why is it so hard for the media to get it right? Newspaper, magazines, TV, radio, we've seen some bad journalism over the past few years. But it gets worse. I want to thank Dr. David Prentice of the Family Research Council for shining some light on this next boondoggle. An article published in the June 2011 issue of the journal Cell compared publications involving research with iPS and embryonic stem cells. Recall that iPS, or induced pluripotent stem cells, start with skin cells that are coaxed or induced into becoming pluripotent stem cells. The article compared research with two types of pluripotent stem cells, iPS cells and embryonic stem cells. Remember also that the adult stem cells that are found throughout our bodies are generally not pluripotent. So here's the part that should scare you. The National Science Foundation. Now we can't blame the media for this one because the press release was from the National Science Foundation. They mistakenly described the article as comparing adult stem cells to embryonic stem cells. The National Science Foundation couldn't even accurately describe the type of stem cells that were used.
In response, a statement was issued by the Family Research Council in which Dr. David Prentice states the following: Isolating embryonic stem cells requires the destruction of a young human embryo and has yet to show published evidence of any success in humans. While iPS cells provide an ethical method to form pluripotent stem cells almost identical to embryonic stem cells from any person but without embryo destruction, iPS cells are not adult stem cells. The National Science Foundation should retract their press release and issue a full correction. Open debate on public policy and law regarding stem cell research cannot abide such scientific ignorance and willful misrepresentation, concluded Dr. Prentice.
It's no wonder Congress and President Obama are confused when the National Science Foundation can't even get it right.
See you next time when we'll discuss the scientific evidence that human life begins at conception in Lesson 6 of The Truth About Embryonic and Adult Stem Cell Research.